The Trump Gold Card is finally live, and it is being pitched as the fastest and smoothest path to US residency. Just donate $1 million and you are in along with your family. Sounds like the ultimate shortcut to American dream, right? Stay till the end, folks, because in reality, all that glitters is not gold. For Indian families, this could turn out to be the most expensive misunderstanding of 2025. So let's start with the biggest misunderstanding. When people hear $1 million, they naturally assume it's an investment, money that comes back later. Now that's not true. Gold Card requires $1 million contribution or donation directly to the US government. It is not invested and it is not returnable. The money is gone. Now compare that with EB5. EB5 requires a $800,000 investment into a US government project, capital that is intended to be returned after the project cycle. So while Gold Card is $1 million donation, EB5 is a $800,000 investment. For Indian families, that difference completely changes the value equation. Next, most people assume that it's $1 million for the family. And here is where they get the shock of their life. The fine print and official announcements clearly indicate that it is $1 million per applicant and not per family. So if you are a family of 4, husband, wife, and 2 children, that's not 1 million. That's 4 million in total donation. Now contrast that with EB5. A single EB5 investment of $800,000 can cover the investor, spouse, and children under 21 years, all under one application. Now when you compare 4 million donation versus 800,000 investment, the math clearly speaks for itself. Next myth. Many people assume that the process is simple. Donate $1 million and you are done. In reality, that's not even the starting point. The process begins with an online application and a non-refundable fee of $15,000 per applicant. Yes, per applicant and not per family. As you move, additional fees can apply depending on what is required at different stages. In fact, some reports suggest that total pre-donation costs could reach as high as $92,500 for a single applicant. And that's before the $1 million even comes into play. So it's not $1 million and done. It can quickly become $1 million plus multiple layers of fees. Myth 4. And here is where expectations crash into reality. There is a common belief that $1 million donation guarantees VIP treatment. Now, that's not how US immigration works. Even with the Gold Card, applicants must complete full source of funds documentation, proving the money is lawfully earned, properly documented, and clearly traceable. A donation to the government does not eliminate scrutiny. In fact, the source of funds process can be as rigorous as EB5, structured, detailed, and time-consuming. On top of that, applicants must still meet the standard US admissibility checks, the same baseline screening that applies across other immigration pathways. So, giving $1 million to the US government does not mean bypassing the process. Scrutiny does not disappear, especially on source of funds and admissibility. And this is the deal breaker for many Indians who believe that if I'm paying $1 million, surely I'm skipping the line. That's not how US immigration system works. Even under the Gold Card, green cards are processed through the existing employment-based categories such as EB1 or EB2. And for Indian origin applicants, those categories are already backlogged, meaning you still have to wait in the queue. Visa availability, not the amount you paid, continues to dictate the timelines. So while $1 million may buy you access to the program, it does not buy you a shortcut and it does not guarantee a faster green card. So here is the bottom line. The Gold Card is being presented as the ultimate pathway to US green card. But when you unpack it, it's a non-returnable donation for each family member with layers of fees, full source of fund scrutiny, and no guaranteed escape for visa backlogs for Indian applicants. Now compare that with EB5. EB5 is a structured, tested pathway. One $800,000 investment can cover you, your spouse, and children under 21. The process is well defined, the documentation is rigorous but predictable, and the capital is intended to be returned. For Indian families, the decision isn't about headlines. It's about value, clarity, and a pathway that aligns with their immigration objectives. So here is the bottom line. The gold card may sound simple in the headlines, but once you look closely, the real questions are about total cost, family coverage, documentation, scrutiny, and the timeline reality for Indian applicants. If you are considering gold card or EB5, don't decide on assumptions. Book a clarity call with my team and we will tell you what fits your family and what to prepare for next. Link in the description below.